If you need speed power, it's on the muscles. Okay. Okay, guys. Any more questions?
No, sir.
Okay, good, good, good. So the conditioning is for you to make your muscles soft. Okay, so taking off the dry land that will already make it soft. Then conditioning, pasarap. Okay, of the workout. Then that's it. You just wanted to make the when will you peak? Okay, that is why you taper properly. Okay, guys. Okay, we will be preparing for the next meeting. Okay, that will be basketball. Okay, within 15 minutes. We will be starting in 15 minutes. Okay, okay, guys.
Bye. Thanks, coach.
Bye, coach. Thank you.
Bye, 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 bye.
Yeah, the next presentation will start in 15 minutes. We're just starting the
Yep.
stream now.
Ganun.
We will be giving 15 minutes break. We will be giving 15 minutes break. I just confirmed. He will be checking in at about 5 or 6 minutes. Mark.
Okay. Hi,
Mark.
Coach.
Hi. How you are?
I'm good. So a couple little tips.
Mm-hmm.
At the very top of the screen
Mm-hmm.
is a view button,
Yes.
and you can view the gallery or the
Mhm.
active speaker, including yourself. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay. So active speaker, including yourself. Okay.
and that way you could see whatever else is in. And then over further on the right-hand side is the
Mhm.
widgets.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of looks like a puzzle piece.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click the widgets, there's a number of different folders, but I put yours right at the top, the team
Yes.
culture.
Team culture. Mm-hmm.
And then if you click on slide 1 or slide 2 or slide 3, it'll show up to everybody. So why don't you give that a try?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I clicked on the first.
Yeah.
And I just need to click on this, and this is it. People can see.
Yes. And then we'll be able to see the slide. And then in the smaller window is the talking
Yes.
is the speaker.
Yes. Of course.
The attendees are
Mm-hmm.
another thing, but you won't need to do that. I can mute everybody at one time, or I can kick somebody out of the room or whatever, but but you don't need to worry about that.
And attendees will ask some questions at the end.
Yes, they can unmute,
Okay.
or they can also use the chat.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
a chat feature.
So
where
they can ask. It's not a problem. Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna start in about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We can start in 5 minutes.
Where are you located today?
At the moment, I'm in Switzerland in this season. In
Say
Zurich.
again.
At the moment, I'm in Zurich in this season in Switzerland.
Okay. Did you get to watch a lot of the Olympics recently?
Well, I will talking about this, that I'm following all the sports, and that is why I was choosing this topic, because this will be not just basketball. This can use every
Yes.
sport, and I think it's very good to follow other sports. And I'm also picking from other sports some kind of drills. I am following coaches from other sports, because always you can pick something what maybe you can use to be better.
Very good.
And I think what you are doing is very interesting. This we not have in Europe, what you are doing, because I can understand that you want to help about in every sport. It is really interesting.
Yeah, the Dennis is our fearless leader, and there needs to be ways to build the profession. I think since COVID, especially in the United States, people just don't want to coach anymore. It's just a burden. There's too many risks. There's not enough reward. But we need to help our younger people so that they understand some of the.
Yes, and to motivate them. I was little talking about it when I was a young player. What kind of PE teachers I had, what kind of coaches I had, and they were much different than today. So this is not just new generation, because we need to influence the athletes and also the young generation of the coaches.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, I'm with you in that. The most important thing here is that we're trying to reach out. We're exerting effort to reach out on those poor coaches or places where nobody's reaching out to help them. Okay, so the most important thing here is that um, there is a group where people are exerting effort to letting them know that, hey, we know we can help you, okay, or we how can we help you. The most important thing here is that they know that there is a chance to, or a hope for them to grow. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. But this is very important.
We'll start in about 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. We have 42 attendees now. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for all. Okay, of you coming from different parts of the world. We have here, okay, our new session or the second session of the day. The first session was the strength and conditioning on aquatics, and the second, uh, basically, the second session is, well, you all know it's basketball, and with the basketball, we have a speaker coming from Switzerland, okay, and he worked as a coach in B countries: Serbia, Hungary, Australia, Switzerland, Denmark, Ireland, Malta, India. Selected in the first generation of EuroLeague head coaches of board of coaches academy. Okay, then attended on practical weeks at the EuroLeague teams. Lecturer on many coaching seminars online, okay, coaching face to face and online clinics, okay, the founder of Game Changer Coaches magazine for basketball coaches, okay, and achieved many trophies, medals in 23 seasons besides being a great player development, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to give the floor to our speaker for tonight. Okay, from Switzerland, the topic of building a team culture, none other than Harkai Honor. Okay, Coach Harkai, the floor is yours.
I would love to welcome everybody. I hope that it is not so late, because I know in Philippines and Malaysia now is 9:30 p.m. Here in Switzerland is 2:30 at the moment. I was choosing this topic because I think this is a very interesting program, and I am very much honored and privileged that I can share my experience, share my knowledge also with you. And that is why I was choosing this topic, because I know that maybe we are listening basketball coaches, PE teachers, and also other coaches, for example, from other sports. And about what I will talking, everybody can use it. Well, firstly, I would have a question. Are you thinking, for example, when you are watching a coaching seminar or when you are buying a book for coaching, that why you are doing that? What would your expectation? Because let's say that I can say that in basketball, I am in as a coach 23 years, and also before I played basketball, and I think that the most interesting thing that to listen some kind of experience. And what is the problem now with the new generation of coaches and PE teachers? Because in some clubs, also, I am working sometimes as a head coach or as a technical director to teach the coaches. And young generation today, on 1 year, they want to get experience 10 coaching years. Well, that is impossible. So you should need to have a mentor who is holding your hands, who is showing how to work, when you are finishing as an athlete and you want to be a coach. By my experience, you can be a senior head coach. To be a youth coach, you will not know in that age group what you need to do exactly. And also, if you will becoming a senior coach, that is the problem, that you must to have that kind of players who know to play alone. Then maybe you can be successful in those first seasons, that you have a feeling how to substitute, how to change defense, offense, what to play, but you will copying, I'm 100% sure, your previous coaches when you was a player. So I will trying to show my experience, to speak about little how I was solving some kind of problems. And now I will talking to you about it, work on the court and off the court. Because how I was working in 8 countries, I was playing against coaches from different countries, from different continents. And I was feeling that maybe becoming a coach, I'm from Serbia originally, maybe becoming a coach from Lithuania, from Spain, from Italy, from Hungary, from Romania, from Africa, from Asia, and maybe on a similar way playing some kind of offense, or in a similar way some kind of defense they are playing. What kind of difference can be? Well, difference can be that we have different players. Maybe it's different quality. But maybe we are working very similar on the court, but what we are doing off the court. And about this off the court, I think will be the most interesting part of this topic, because off the court you can do a lot of things, even if you are not working in a very good level, basketball club, for example, or in other sports. You can always work on it, and how is important. And today we have so many technology things that they are helping us. That let's say, for example, just to talk about it, like to say for the new generation of coaches, how you are lucky. When I was a young coach, I was needed to pay a flight ticket, a hotel, to eat, to stay a few days, to listen some kind of coaching seminar. We didn't have online coaching seminars. Also, I was able to buy books. A lot of time I'm buying a book and then I'm saying this is not that what I was searching for it. So really, you have much more bigger chance that to be successful coach or be successful PE teacher, for example, like your previous generation. But you need to look on that this you really like it, and this you really want it, and you want to help for the players. So this enthusiasm must to be, I can say for you openly, this I was writing in my biography book also, that when I was a player, I wanted few times to stop. When I was a coach also, I wanted few times to stop. But so much I loved basketball and sport that this was always pushing me to never to give up. And we need always in the beginning to give little more from ourselves what we are receiving. And this is, I think, this you should need to have. And I must to say for you that, for example, when I was a young player, I had a very big luck that I had great PE teachers, because I can be thankful for them that I was connected with basketball. And for example, when I went to elementary school, maybe my basketball coach was calling my PE teacher and said, Hunor didn't show up the training. What happened with him? And I was just sick, but he's asking me on the class. This is very important. Also, my first real PE teacher, he saw me on the class and he's saying, Hunor, you need to go for basketball on this day, at that time, in this club. But he was also forcing players for football, for table tennis, for handball, for karate. And just to say for you, this PE teacher had nothing benefit from it financially. That was sending kids for sport. So this is for me, PE teachers are one of the most important part of the system of the sport. not just we are coaches, because we must to have a very good base. We must to have very physically talented kids. Also, after we are selecting for them. So PE teachers are very important in this system. And I'm very much sorry that how I was changing a lot of countries, I didn't saw many that kind of PE teachers like was my PE teacher. This was, for example, incredible. In my city, there were around 5-6 football clubs, even around the city. And he said, you are very talented, you are going in the best football club. You are not so talented, you are going in the third club. So even he was thinking that not to send somewhere that the player is not so good and maybe will stop, for example. And it was incredible. And really, my city has only 25,000 inhabitants in Serbia, but we have in basketball a EuroLeague winner. We have basketball coaches who are pro, not just only me. So there are also more coaches, only from 25,000 people. In football, we have superstars like, for example, was Dusan Tadic as one of the best winger in Europe, or Nikola Žigić, for example. And also from basketball, also from other sports, just to mention table tennis, karate. Now in athletics, we have very great results. And we can speak about that. Maybe the genetic is very interesting in my city because living a lot of nationalities, but this is it, that we had tradition. And when I was a young child, I saw this EuroLeague winner of basketball that during the summer he's going and shooting 500 times in the outdoor court. And then I said for myself, if I am 11, 12 years old, I need to work like him. If I would love to have a chance maybe to become a pro player somewhere and even not a superstar, for example. I just wanted this to say for you for the beginning, maybe to give some motivation for you coaches, PE teachers, and also maybe watching now, for example, players also, that you need to push a lot. Nobody is becoming a very good player or a very good coach just because has luck. Sometimes can happen that maybe somebody has a little bigger help, but you can't help for somebody during 30, 40 years of coaching career, for example. Now, I was sharing for you slides what I prepared for you. So here we are starting building the team culture. You can see, for example, on the court and off the court work. So about this, I will talking to you. When I was a player and when I was a younger coach, I can say in basketball was more like what we are doing on the court. But nowadays, becoming very interesting what you are doing off the court. That is also very important. And maybe I can say that it is equal. Because if you are asking me what is for me easier, on the court work or off the court work, I'm saying for me on the court work. So what I am doing on the training, how I am planning the yearly plan, how I'm planning the microcycles, how I am preparing for the next opponent, how I am looking which player what needs in which area to develop to become a better player. If we are talking about on the court work, first we need to speak about consistency. So if we not have consistency, very hard to build a team culture. Because consistency, for example, I said for it, I will talking about my experience or how I am working. So let's say consistency. So for example, it doesn't matter in which country I am working. The player, if not coming, must to say, and also if it is not sick, must to come to watch the training, because not just important to see maybe what we are learning in tactically, but also to be part of the team, to give a signal for the other players. I am not looking just myself. I am maybe injured, or maybe I am little sick, but I am coming to be with you, to feel as a team, to feel as a community. If somebody very sick, of course, not to come, depending on the country where I am working. Sometimes if somebody is little sick, I'm saying, okay, nobody Okay, not a problem not to come, not to get others, for example, sick. But I need to say for you, when I was a young player in Serbia, during the winter time, sometimes we not had heating. So, for example, when I had a training. I was 10 years old, 12 years old, 14 years old. When I am breathing on the training, my breath, you can see it was so cold. And imagine how often we get cold in the school or on the training. Also, in some games was questioned what was the temperature in the sports hall. I remember when I was a young coach in Serbia, when is winter break in the school, I am standing on the training in winter jacket because for the players it's better. They are running. I am moving but not running. I need to wear a winter jacket. But somebody can think like in the land of basketball in Serbia, especially before, how was maybe everything perfect, but we had a lot of enthusiasm how we worked there. And when I was a young player, we were very sick, but we were sitting on the bench. I remember when I was sick, for example, sometimes 3-4 of us, we are sitting on the bench and following the training. Not just that we want to see what they are learning something new. We want to be part of the team because they are very important. And you need to push young athletes that is the most important. First place to be school, second place to be your sport team. Doesn't matter you are doing group sport or individual sport, but this is the two most important things for you. And if they are spending a lot of time in the school and in sport, they will be for sure good people. And even if they are not becoming a very good player on pro level or coach, but even maybe they will not continue to coach when they are finishing their sport. There will be, for example, good people, and maybe in the civil area will working something that sport mentality will help for them to build, for example, another career. I have a lot of teammates from basketball. When they finished basketball, they became later maybe a famous doctor, famous lawyer, because we are learning that to compete, we need to learn a lot and we need to spend a lot of time in what we are working. So consistency is very important. If you can't fix consistency, you will not have team culture. That is finished. Or maybe you can't make consistency, then there is made problem with the selection. Because if you are not selecting people who will coming on every training, you can't build systems or you can't build team culture. If maybe you can't select, then you are in a wrong place if you want to make a serious work. Because serious work we can't do with everybody. That is the first step to make a serious work, that you must select with which players, with which people you want to work. After coming yearly plan, you can't make so many mistakes. When you are a young coach, to plan a yearly plan is very hard. When you are becoming more experienced, it will be easy. My suggestion for you to have a mentor or to ask somebody who is experienced. When I was a young coach, I had luck that 9 years I was working with a basketball coach who was working in top division before in Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia before was together Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia, and all these Balkan countries together. So it was really powerful in sport. And I had luck that in my first 9 years, I had a mentor. And with him, I spent 4 or 5 hours on a day on trainings. And we went together on 2-3 games during the weekend. Sometimes he's holding training, sometimes I am holding training. Of course, we were training different teams, but always we are together and I can always ask, and also I can see how he is working, what is good and what is bad. And that is great that I'm not just a young coach who is just chasing basketball books and seminars, and I am trying to find my way. You need alone to try to find your way, but you need to have a mentor who is holding your hand Today are a lot of basketball coaching materials on the internet and in other sport, but you need to have experience which book you will take from the library. If you not have that experience, which book you will take from the library, maybe you are wasting your time in some kind of periods. If you are making good yearly plan, not just maybe will helping for you good results, but also good player development. And that is why will helping for you to building for the team culture. I not like in the new generation of the players that today becoming victory very, very important. Of course, you need to make a winner team. So, but not everything is win. And also we can have different goals. Somebody need to be first, somebody need to be seventh, somebody need to be 10th, somebody need to win something, somebody need to build a team in the next 2-3 years. So there are different goals, but my suggestion for you coaches, if you want to build good team culture, because the new generation wants to win, not after 2 months good work on that day, even without training. You need to maybe I'm saying always that maybe I am lying to my players, that maybe I know that on long term, not this I should need to do, but I am trying to force to win the first 2-3 games. Then it's good atmosphere and helping me to build a team culture. Sometimes, for example, if I am, because usually I am changing clubs, and when I am starting the season in a new place, doesn't matter that I was successful before, that nobody cares, just about that cares what you will do in this club, in this moment, with this team. And you are staying here if you can make some kind of good performance. And that is why I'm always trying to win always first, second, third game if I can, because that will helping me for building team culture. And when I have good atmosphere and when I am feeling that I'm very good to build a team culture and the players and the club is believing me, then I'm starting just to focus on long term, what is good, because without this good atmosphere and good team culture, maybe you will losing your job, because today not so much good clubs, not so much patient with coaches, because they like to change us. Our profession is that we need to be ready that tomorrow we are working in a new club or in a new country. Other thing on the court work is very important. Clear expectations on the court. Don't ask what not practiced. So young coaches are making, for me, big mistakes, that what they are not practicing on the training, asking on the game from the players. This is a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. This you can do just sometimes, maybe sometimes, but in special cases. But you should need to have, if you have a good yearly plan, if you are focusing good on microcycles, on weekly plans, on daily plans, you will know maybe what you can expect on the game. So you will have clear expectations about on the daily trainings, and you will ask just what you practiced on the training on the game. That is very important thing. And clear expectations, never to force something with your athletes what maybe they are not able to do, even that maybe you think that this will be very good later, after 6 months or after 1 year. So you need to find what is their limit, and that limit little challenging. And when that limit was broken up, for example, then you are putting more and more challenge. Because if you are watching very good leagues or lower leagues, you can see that sometimes a coach is not successful because pushing something what their players not able to do. But some kind of challenge must to be. If it is no challenge, players have limit, and in that season they will staying on that limit and they will never going up and up and up. And in sport, we need always to kick out the players from the comfort zone. So we need always to challenge these limits. Next thing, you must to have rules. So rules. rules when are starting, rules starting on the first training, on the preparation period. It would be very good that you have a talk with the team before the first training and you are saying your rules. Rules must to be, it is depending how much you are strict and what kind of level you are coaching, what are your goals, what kind of type of players you have, but rules you must to have. How they need to act when they are not coming for the training, when to arrive, what you are expecting before the training, before the game, during the training, what you are expecting on the bench during the game, for example. So there are a lot of things, these rules you must to say for the players. Demands. Demands, you need to demand on every training. Basketball is a very specific sport. We need to make decisions on milliseconds. If we are a coach that we are giving a drill and the player is making the drill and we are not demanding, maybe little more what I said, challenging the limit, then we are making robots because the player is used for it. My coach is saying the drill, I am doing it. But this on the game is very important. This on the game, very important that we need to make players who are thinking and fast thinking. So we need to demand always on every training. I am making my basketball trainings, even when it's low intensity or high intensity, that always have some kind of read and react part and always letting them to solve. So always I'm creating some kind of situation, what can be on the game. And in this way, I'm trying to help for these players when coming the game, they are making better decision. Because in every sport, we can speak about it. Technical development, tactical development, but very important decision of the athletes. And this, they are feeling themselves better, that they are making decisions and good decisions. Their confidence going more high, and this is building the team culture also. Consistent behavior, but flexibility depending on personality. So we need to push to have the players consistent behavior. How we will doing? This is up to us. This is up to us depending on what kind of level we are working and in what kind of country, what is the mentality. But we must to have flexibility depending on personality. So who is sensitive? We need little to talk different with these players. Who is not so sensitive? We can be different. But with this, we need to be careful because that is also not good for the building the team culture that one player is saying, coach, you are different talking with me than with the other player. But basketball is not just basketball. So let's say sport, team sport. There is no democracy. So of course, you need to have some rules, you need to have some demands, what is for everybody, but you need to find some players maybe have some kind of different demand or maybe different rule. This can also depending that you have an experienced player or a younger player. You are working on semi-pro level, that some players are pro players and some local players are, let's say, they are playing for scholarship, for example, or even they not get wage. Of course, different demands you need to have from a pro player and from an amateur player. There are also some kind of different special cases. And on the court work is very important to be a leader and to be an example. Now, how you will be a leader? You need to have experience. I was changing 8 countries. Often I came back in the country. Then always I was doing more better work because I knew how I need to communicate with the players, what kind of mentality they have, and how I can be a leader. Because sometimes if you are pushing very much that you are a leader, it can be negative effect. You need to find somehow the way that they know that you are a leader. You not need to say that you are a leader. With your work, you get that back. they are doing everything, but also you are finding some kind of balance that your athletes are feeling comfortable on the training and on the game. Even that we want to kick out from their comfort. But that can't be that every training is a stress or every game is a stress. This is on long term is not good. Even in those countries where maybe mentality is more enthusiastic, like in other countries. Let's see now the second slide. So second slide, I was talking little about on the court work. Of course, after you can ask anything about it. And now coming off the court work. I tried not just to say basketball specific things, because this lecture listening also people from other sports, but for sure you can pick a lot of things. And now coming to off-court work. I am picking that kind of things from other sports also. I'm following other coaches also. When I grew up in Serbia, we were great in basketball, volleyball, water polo, football. I was following all these sports. And thankful for this, I'm still following a lot of sports, a lot of coaches. And I'm always interested how the coach can have influence more on their players off the court. So out of the court, when we are not on the training, what we can do, or when we are on the training, but we are not doing a basketball drill. Because if you have a good yearly plan, if you are planning everything, that you know when are the games, you know how many trainings you have, you know when coming some kind of vacation period, maybe a different training schedule, but how many you have plenty of time. And can't be that basketball, let's say from August until May or until June, it is just basketball, 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 because it will be not interesting. And you have, so we have on the game 12 players, but maybe as a roster, we have 14, 15 players during the season. Maybe not everybody so much enthusiastic for basketball. We need to motivate them. We need to find some kind of things about what I will talking to you. Like, and they will becoming more motivated. Maybe they are good in something, what is not basketball, and that is for them something interesting. So nowadays, multiplied important off the court work. When I was a young player, I'm telling for you how were the trainings in Serbia. For example, we are coming on the training, we know what we are doing, we are going on the game, and finito. Maybe we had once in a year that we are going out for a restaurant, that we finish the season, and I don't know. But we not had some kind of events always, or team buildings. Because team buildings and club events are very, very important. I'm telling for you that I started coaching in Serbia. When I stopped to play basketball, I spent 9 years in Serbia, and then I'm starting to work in abroad. And I made a big mistake in my first country abroad, that I tried to coach the players how I was working in Serbia, like I will changing them. No, you must to adapt for your players and for their quality and for their knowledge and education. And I saw that in my first country abroad, here players are not so motivated in basketball like in Serbia. And then I start to think what I should need to do, what is not basketball, that they are becoming more motivated. Well, then I started to make team buildings. In every team, I have team buildings on a monthly, minimum monthly. And also I have team buildings on the trainings. Now, if you are asking me what kind of team building you can do on the training, for example, I am thinking something what is competition, not basketball. And usually also I am competing. If you are a clever coach, you will think something that you as a coach, or you are very good, then they are respecting you, or maybe you are very bad, that your players maybe even will laughing you. You will not losing your leadership, that they will laughing on you. You will not losing. No value you will not losing. but that is for the players important, and about that we are talking. Of course, for example, now I'm 42 years old, so for me, if we are doing some kind of running, for example, competition or something, let's say sometimes I'm putting 3 chairs, multiply 3 chairs, and 2 players are chasing the other around the chair, and who is catching, and we are going for some seconds. Of course, I am always choosing a tall player, a center, who is little running slower than other player, that at least maybe I can have that he can have a challenge with me at least, but with the guards I can't do, for example. And about this day we are talking about it. Team buildings, sometimes I'm doing it very interesting, and also sometimes a team building can happen that is becoming very interesting and you didn't plan. In one country, I arrived. Sometimes I'm saying for my players, you can choose a team building, or I am choosing a team building. And I ask the players what you want to choose for team building. They are saying, Coach, we want to go for the river. There was a river in that city. And we want that we are going with canoe and kayak, you know. And I'm saying, okay, we are going there. I am choosing the 2 most experienced players. And I'm saying, when we are going canoe kayak, you know, you need to do in the rhythm and not everybody together. It was a shorter river. And I am saying for the players, now let's go for competition. And that happened that my boat, so my small boat, my canoe kayak, we are the first because we are going in rhythm. Other players, other senior players are not doing in rhythm. So canoe and kayak going left and right, always hitting the side of the river, and they need to stop. And we are first. Where was the line? I said that this is the goal that you need to achieve, need to be finished. We are waiting the others, and one coming, going left and right because they are not going in the rhythm. And that happened that from the canoe kayak, people were falling in the river. Now players are saying for me, Coach, jump, save them. I'm saying, I have a mobile phone, I will not jumping. Go out from the river. So who were falling? They were laughing on these 2-3 months. That was maybe the most efficient team building what I had in my life. But sometimes I'm doing very interesting. So sometimes you need to think team building, and sometimes you need to let for your players what maybe they want, what is maybe for them interesting. Also club events. Let's say I can say the country, I was 2 times in Ireland, for example, coaching in Ireland. Clubs are spending a lot of time on club events. So what kind of club events they are doing? They are trying usually to collect money with some kind of fundraiser events, but also they are making some kind of events that community is always meeting. So people meeting from other age groups, from other teams in the club, and also people who are maybe parents, who are maybe fans, who are I don't know who, and it is becoming very interesting, and is becoming or sometimes on a weekly basis also some kind of fundraiser. So every second, every third week, some kind of bigger event, and very good for the community and also helping for you to build team culture. I was in one club in Ireland and I was surprised. They put me in the contract that I'm going to watch games in the youth categories. Also, like for the community, it's nice. I'm saying it's not a problem anyway. I'm going. It's not if it's not on the contract. And on the youth games, there were always 200, 300, 400 people. Youth games in basketball. Yes, they were. But after a few weeks, I realized that which people came to watch the game. They not know even the players, the youth players. Even they are no relatives, no close friends, but they like the club. They want to be there. So about I'm talking how to build a team culture. Also, a club should need to build a club culture that is also coming with these events, for example, and we are also using events for building team culture. Now, social media. I'm telling for you openly, when I started to use social media, I was against of it. I was against of it because I born in Serbia as a player and as a coach that We just need to think about the training and the games and this it. Today, social media is very important. Very important for your athletes that or you as a coach or somebody from the club creating different posters, different some kind of social media campaign. When is the next game? Who is the best player of the month? Who what kind of stats have? This player what said about I don't know what, making some short videos on the training, how they are working or what they are talking, giving a short interview expectation from the next opponent or how they are feeling themselves in the club. Today is very important. Even in one club, they called me to work as a coach because they knew that I'm very good in social media, that beside head coaching, I should need maybe to help for them. How to create a better, let's say, club culture in the club using social media. That is very important. Me as a coach, I'm spending a lot of time on social media because today for us coaches is very important. For example, the self-marketing. This today, when I was a young coach, it was very hard to connect with other coaches, with other basketball clubs. Today is very easy, and that is very nice if you can show on what kind of way you are working or what kind of personality knowledge you have, for example. Now, what is important also, better atmosphere to get with what is not basketball. So let's say, for example, I'm telling for you one thing. Again, I'm telling for you, I am trying to open your eyes that you need to learn from other coaches, from other sports, and from other countries also. What I mean, like that you can make a better atmosphere always to get, if you can, what is not basketball. So, for example, I'm said for you before, in Serbia, I learned that training, game, and this is it. Good training, good game, this is basketball. But nobody was teaching me when I was a player or I was a young coach that maybe we need to think how we are making some kind of entertainment on the basketball training, but we are not disturbing the work. I was in one country, I'm starting to work there first time, coming the assistant of the coach and asking me before the first training in the preparation period that, coach, can I let music for the players during that you are doing the warm-up with them? And I am looking on him like, music on basketball training in a serious club. I am asking him, because before was a Spanish coach before me, I am asking the assistant, the players like the music? He's saying very like. When they are listening to music, they are still very motivated and the music not disturbing our work. And he's saying not disturbing, they are motivated. Before the first training that we are starting, I'm saying for them, I heard that you like to listen music and I am letting you. I will letting you during the whole season in every daily training during the warm-up. If this helping for you and you like it, but in one training, these are the rules and the demands, but in one training when I see that because of the music, you are not focusing on some kind of warm-up drill, there will be no music during the season. And it was everything fine. Players were very much focused. They get the music and here you are. And I not lost something from my leadership, from my value, or that I lost that maybe players were not focused. This is it, that they were used for it. They were used for it. Maybe they are this day, not just last season from that Spanish coach were doing, maybe that were growing up like this in the last 4 or 5 years. And why I should need to have a negative start with them to say something that you can't have this. But when I was thinking fast, I realized that maybe this will helping me, this again, building the team culture, because your players need to feel that they are important for you, that you are taking care about them. Of course, when you are going in better and better level, we can say that coaches not must to work on the atmosphere. Like coaches can show up, They are demanding, they are saying the rules, they are strict. We are playing this and training this and on the game doing this and that. But this helping in every level, in the low level, in a higher level, in the highest level. Today, especially when generations are different like before. So about this, you should need always to work. And there are a lot of things what is not basketball and you can help for the players. For example, I like, for example, with my players to go some kind of events what is not basketball. Maybe we are going to watch, I don't know, a soccer game, a volleyball game, or we are going for a concert, or I don't know where we are going. But this is everything is helping. These are not basketball. They will not becoming better players, but they will maybe even respect you more. They will feeling themselves more comfortable. And here we are coming. If you are pushing team buildings, events, and you are working on it, that they like to be here, that they are feeling more comfortable, then you can more demand, and then you can more kick out from their comfort zone. In every new club, in every new country, when I am start to work, I am different in the beginning. I'm just waiting when the players are following me that even they close their eyes, but they are following me. And then I can demand more. Then I can more focus on basketball, more to go in details. These are very important things, team buildings, events, social media, and all this other stuff, what is not basketball, but you are trying to feel these players that you are really, really taking care about them. Let's see the third slide. The third slide. So here we are that I was little talking about off court and on court. Now, for example, I should need to speak about player development. Well, to build a team culture, you can't build a team culture if the player is not feeling that improving. Because I was now talking to you, how you can motivate your players, how you can hold better atmosphere. But what you are doing on the court, off the court. But if the player is not feeling that, I'm not saying every month, every week, I'm saying every day. That every day, if he's not feeling he's developing, maybe, or he will stop, depending on the level of the player, or going to another club, or you will not have a team culture, because very hard to have team culture when many players are unhappy. Of course, some players will be unhappy because in basketball we have 12 players on the game, but maybe you are rotating 7-8 players main rotation, and maybe the other 4-5 players, or they are not playing or playing little less minutes. With this you are helping, with the team buildings, with the events, with the social media. That on the social media you are putting those players more, sometimes even who not played so much, to motivate them. This is about this you need to work. This is what I'm saying. This is harder work than basketball. Because in basketball, if you have good experience, good knowledge, you know how to attack this, how to play this defense, which player where to push. But this is very complex. How I will try that everybody is motivated, is happy. That is why also helping when you are a winner team. But winning is not everything. That is why I was writing on this slide that good player development implements good results. But good results are not implementing every time player development. That is very important. So if you understand me, if you are hunting just the results, that not guarantee that you will have good player development. But if you are making a really good player development, but really good player development, not just like this, that some player is saying like, oh, coach, now I am feeling I am making better pass, I am shooting better, I am dribbling the ball better. There are a lot of other complex things in basketball what is important. But if you are making really good player development, that beside technical development, you are giving good individual tactic knowledge, also group tactic knowledge for that player, how to react in the systems, that good player development will implement always good results. And here is, for example, younger generation of coaches. If you have a dream that you would love to become a good coach and on a good level, I am telling for you, not the results giving for you the next job. In every country, look how many countries are in the world. Some countries are in better level, lower level than you are. Everybody have champion in senior category, in first league, second league, third league, I don't know where. In youth categories, under 20, under 18, under 16, under 14. This club level, then coming the national team level. And there are not so many jobs. There are not so many jobs. Or let's say that you are a full-timer, for example. How you will get job? Well, you need to have some result, but you need to have good player development. You need to know who you was making in the last 5 years, in the last 10 years. Who are those players with who you worked? And with that player, what was you helping? Because that not to count that you are coaching somewhere, you have a good player in the team, and you are coaching there, and the player is playing on the same level, even that he's playing very good, and you are saying, no, this is my player. No, this is not your player. And those clubs who are following these things, they will realize what kind of development you was giving for this player. And that maybe can implement that somebody calling you another club in that country. I think maybe this was helping for me that in these 8 countries where I worked before, almost in every country, second time I came back. So I made some result, and also I had some good player development. And player development, we are not talking about the import players. We are more talking about the local players. That is very important. If you can develop the local players on a better level, that will implement for you next coaching position for sure. But you need to learn a lot, to have a mentor, to chase coaching materials, coaching courses, to be better, to get a knowledge, and that knowledge how to use, for example, on your level in that country, in that club. What is important about player development? Well, individual work. Without individual work, you can't make a good player. Individual work can be on the team training, but must to be out of the team training also. That really you are working with maximum 3 players. So or with 1 player, or with 2 players, or with 3 players. And then you are fully focused on them. And we are working on a weekly base. Weekly base, consistent. Let's say, for example, this is a good story. I was in a very good club. I'm going middle of the season because I was working in another club. I slowly finished my contract, and they wanted me very much, and I'm arriving there. And they are saying for me, you will be the technical director. And you need to decide about it, which teams you want to coach, what is how is going. We would love to use your experience, but of course we will controlling you. And I was watching all the teams, and then I decided that I want to coach also youth teams in the club because I saw 2 generations who are very talented, and then I was thinking like with good trainings, with good system, maybe even we can make on 1 season something. And we made. And what happened with the individual trainings? Look, that I was coaching beside senior team, also an under 14 team. Well, I was coaching under 14 before, maybe just almost 10 years before. So it said for myself, I will have patience, I will doing it. They had before me 3 trainings in a week. I am arriving, I'm saying, okay, boys, let be now 4 trainings on a week. 3 trainings you must to come, 4 training coming who wants. I am, because they not know me, I am trying to make what I said for you, like this before. What I am doing off the court, on the team training, also doing something interesting, what is not basketball, to satisfy them. I want to come for the 4th training, everybody. I'm telling you what happened after 2 weeks, they are coming on 4 team trainings. When I was feeling that starting the team culture, I said for them, okay, we have 4 team trainings, but about this, I was deciding on the club. I said for them, I was fighting for it to have a fifth session. 4 training is a must. 5, who wants coming? Everybody was coming. This is after 3-4 weeks. And then I'm saying for them, now we are starting individual trainings beside the team training. If I would say for them for the beginning that we have 5 team trainings, we have individual trainings, very serious we are going, maybe a lot of players would say in the beginning, immediately, we don't want this. And because I wanted to make the individual trainings, I was deciding that we are buying shooting machines. And we bought shooting machines. Shooting machines arrived, 2 shooting machines, one for the senior team, another for the youth teams, what the youth teams can use. And I said for all the coaches, nobody can use the shooting machine in the beginning. On the team training, nobody can use, just on individual training. And I said for these under 14 boys, oh, shooting machines arrived, and now individual training, you can use it. But you need to come 2 times in a week. Do you know how many players came for the individual trainings 2 times? Everybody. Everybody. And I not want to speak longer about this story. I'm just telling for you that those under 14 boys with me, they had 5 team trainings and 5 individual trainings. They went to the elementary school. First class, I think, was at 7 in the morning, finishing 2:30 p.m. or 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. individual training from 3:30 to 4:30. They are finishing, they have a small break, and next training is 6:30, something like this. So basically, they are going to the school and basketball, and they are finished. And weekly 1 game or tournament, for example. So this is like a coach. So this is what I said for you. If I would coach them weekly 3 times than the previous coach did, I would be not able to make with them good results. I was just had an experienced eye that I saw that they are talented, but they need now serious training work and much more trainings, but they are used for it. And just to tell for you, we almost not had no injury. So really, I was taking care about them. So 5 team trainings and 5 indoor trainings they had. This also, just once I did so many trainings with under 14 team, but they were interested about it, and I did. That season, I was very tired because I trained more teams. I was coaching more teams. But I'm always a coach. If some player wants to work, I'm always coming with this player. And you can find always individual training in your club. Maybe you not have an indoor court. Go with them in an outdoor court then. Now, this is what you have. But in basketball, let's say basketball, if we are talking about basketball, the most hardest element in basketball is shooting. And science is saying that in shooting, you need to have a proper shot to make 10,000 times, but a proper one. Then maybe your body is automatizing for the good shot. But these repetitions you can't have in a team training. You must go on individual training with a coach that you are 1 player, 2 players, or 3 players. And when you are asking that with that under 14 team, for example, how I was doing the individual training part, that everybody came. So yes, we can say is not an individual training because they were more than 3 players. But in that gym were more hoops. And in every hoop was only maximum 3 players. And everybody had different drills depending what kind of players were there. Short and long development, you must to have a player development. You need to have experience on short development, what you were doing, that these players get more motivation, that they are really on a short time developing and they are believing in you. If on the short period, you can't develop the players, maybe they will not believing in you. And then very hard to build a team culture, because then plus if not coming some results, they are start to talk that maybe the coach is not good, or maybe the coach is good, but what we are doing is not good. And then is starting the problems, for example. That is why I need to have what is the short development, and beside the short development, what is the long development? That is what I'm telling for you, that when I'm in a new club, in a new country, maybe first time working in that country and that they not know me so much, maybe I know what is the long development, what I should need to do during the season, but in the beginning, I am not doing that. I am focusing on some short period, how I can make a good development. And when I made a good development, players are feeling comfortable, they have confidence, maybe coming also some small results, or let's say the results are better than from last season. Then I am going just on long development, that I know that I'm on a good way to build a good team culture. That is why what I writing now, the last one, that need to trick the players. So that is very important. So psychology is very important. I am telling for you now a very interesting story. So these stories are in my biography book. I was publishing my first biography book in 2019, and now I am planning to publish the second biography book, what happened with me from 2019 to nowadays. Let's say I'm in one country, I'm not saying the country and the name of the club. We are playing playoffs, and in that playoffs, I think was quarter final or something like this. We are playing 2 games and adding the results together. So you are not playing until 2 wins or until 3 wins, you are playing 2 games and adding the results together to see who is better. And we are playing with one of the best team. I know that they are better. I know that my players know that they are better. And I am checking them. I am saying first what I need to say for them before the start of the week, that they are still motivated. But if we are not doing this, their confidence not going down. So what I'm doing, I'm saying for them, you know, guys, that is the most important when we are playing 2 games in the playoff, adding together the results. First game we played at home, that I'm just asking from you to stay in the game. After, when we finish the game, that we can stay, we are still in the game. They are asking me, coach, what this means. I'm saying that maybe we are winning with few points, with more points, or we are losing with maximum 10 points. Because even if we are losing with maximum 10 points, maybe we will winning with more in an away game, that we are in a game. Because I was thinking that we will not losing with more than 10 points. And we are playing the game. I remember still for that first game, we played good. Every time you can play better, but I think we played on our limits, or little more than our limits. And on the home game, we are losing with 7 points. So next game, when we are playing away, and the away game was just after 4 days, we need to win with 8 points to go in advance in the playoffs. And I know it's very hard. Away game, players that know that they are better. Even I must to say that we played good and they played bad. And this is how we lost with 7 points. And now, when finished the game, I said for them that, bravo guys, they were not so happy. When finished the game, how they lost, I'm saying, guys, I am very much happy And thank you very much that we stayed in the game. After 4 days, we are going to win with more than 8 points, and we are advancing in the playoffs. Now they were looking at me like this. They were not believing in me. Now going home, and I was thinking tactically what I will change in the next few days, because after 4 days we have a game. Now that is the problem, that something you can change on the short time, but I said for myself, this is not enough. I need to do something to be more motivated, to believe in themselves, because they are not believing in themselves. And then next day in that club, we had a base where were 2 secretaries, there were somebody for finance, and I had also a room where I was. But we are everybody in a huge room, in a nice building, so we can hear what they are talking to others. And next day in the morning, calling me somebody from the club that Hunor, I was talking with the doctor of the team, and doctor of the team saying that you need to give proteins for your players because they will be more fresh. And then this was the idea. Because in that club when I arrived, I'm always thinking in the new country, in the new city, in the new community, what they are believing. And this was a city with 30,000 people, but was top division team. And 30,000 people, who is the most important people in the small cities? Well, or the doctor or the priest. And the team doctor was also a general doctor, like anyway. So what he's saying, it is that. And I was thinking this will be good trick the players, that they will believe in themselves more and how much I'm taking care about them. I am calling the doctor and I'm saying, somebody called me from the club and please, I need to order the protein, but must arrive today. It was in the morning, like to arrive for the first training in the afternoon, because we had 2 trainings in a day and 2 block trainings. And he's saying me the price, and I'm saying, what is the most expensive? And he's saying for me, no, Hunor, this is good brand, you not need expensive. No, I want the most expensive. How much? He's saying for the 12 players how to give these proteins and everything. And I'm calling the club. I want to buy these proteins to give for the players the next 3 days. And after we are going for a game. And the club is asking me, this is protein or gold? Because it was really expensive. But they were buying for me because I said it's very important. And imagine that in the afternoon, I am going with the protein and milk and giving for these players. They were just looking at me like this. And I was talking the next 3-4 days, you will be fresh. We will have a strong start. This protein, they will be a little more tired because that club was very far away from us. Like they were traveling to us. They are traveling back. And we will just traveling on the second game. Like they will be very tired. Plus, I was acting like this is so important that even the 2 secretaries were hearing, because when the secretary ordered the protein, the secretary saying for me, the protein will not arrive in the afternoon. Nobody can deliver. And I was running and I was going with my car just to pick up and to have it. And then they were talking about the city. I knew that coach is very crazy going to proteins to another city just to have on the training. And when they were drinking the protein with milk on the first training, I was giving for them per person. And I said, for example, this you need to drink 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. or tomorrow 7 a.m. And how much gram and how many deciliter milk, for example, to look like we are really some very professional level that we are believing in this. And that I am doing even on the game when we were traveling with the bus. I was giving for them protein. Even we stopped, I said for the driver at what time you need to stop because the players must to get the protein with milk. And this we did. And I was just believing that if we are starting good the game, maybe they will be leaving. Tactically, I was just changing that I was asking from the post player to shoot out more. And I was just some set little changing that the post player sometimes going out for pick and pop and taking a long distance shot. And do you know what happened? In the first quarter, we won the first quarter, but we started like we have more energy, like we are believing in ourselves. But what happened? The post player with the new tactic, he was scoring for me 3 3-pointers and 1 2-pointer from 5 meters. What is for post players is not so usual. And then the players saw tactic is working. They are going a little more transition. When you are going more transition in basketball, you can feel the energy, like maybe these proteins are giving for us energy. So players were believing in themselves. I tricked them, and we won the game with 9 or 10 points. And we were need to win with 8 points. We went into playoffs. When I was calling the people from the club, they are saying that they are not believing that we were able to kick out this team, because they saw also the players were not so motivated when we finished the first game, in the playoffs. So this is that you need to trick the players, and this is again what I said for you. This is work on the off court. So out of the court, you are saying, I'm telling for you, if I would not do the trick with the protein, I think we are not winning it. I think that was helping for us for sure. That tactic, again, that was working in the first quarter, but this is everything together. So you need to trick your players. Let's see the last slide, and after you can take your questions. So these are little to explaining for you. If you want to be successful in your club or in your future club, plus if you are in another country, I'm saying for you what you should need to do, and this is also helping for you to build a team culture. Well, I am changing often clubs and countries. I not have time I not have guarantee that maybe I will working somewhere 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I need somehow to find something on a fast way, some kind of development. Is it player development? Is it how I'm working on the court, off the court? But I need with new people on a very short time to get that they are believing in me more, and I am building the team culture. So first of all, if you want to be a successful coach, very important that you need to adapt for your players' quality. Many young coaches making the players, what I said for you before, that they are asking something what their players not know to make it. You need to adapt for your players' quality, but this not means that you need to do everything what until their limit, because that limit you need to challenge, you need to kick out them from the comfort zone, but you need to adapt for your players' quality. Maybe you have bigger knowledge, and that is good. If you have bigger knowledge, then maybe what your players needing, because you can adapt, you can be smart-minded. I can't do this because that will not efficient, because some kind of efficiency and player development that has to be. So you need to adapt for your players' quality. Then you need to adapt for the new league. You need to know how is going the system. You need to know what can happen. For example, I know, I'm not saying the name of the country, but I know when coming out that the league is how going in that season, I know that the federation can change. So you need to be very clever. So I am always for the sport director asking to be in communication with the federation in every 2-3 weeks. You need to know, because this also can this can be a factor that you will have efficiency or not. Other thing, adapt for the opponent coaches. So for example, I know maybe what I want to play with my team, but also you need to know what you should need to play with your team, what is not good for the opponent coach. So that is, you need to adapt also what they are pushing. If you want to be efficient, you can't be a good coach that you are just thinking in what I am good, I am forcing that. Even when you are leading a team that you are favorite of the league, you can't focus just on that in what you are good. You need to also adapt for the opponent coaches. Very hard when you are changing a new country. For example, you not know the opponent coaches how reacting in some kind of situations. When in that country you are coaching already 1 or 2 years, if coming almost the same coaches, you know already what kind of defense playing, how reacting on your offense, how you reacting usually on defense. That is much easier. Adapt for the standard of the referee. So I was working in 8 countries. I know almost in every country level of the referee, and in this country referee is looking this and that not looking. And here is very important for building team culture that you need to prepare for your your players, how they should need to adapt for the standard of the referees. So let's say in that country, how much they are looking offensive foul, how much they are looking 3 seconds, how much they are letting this, letting that. Also can depend this on the referee. But also in some countries, in some leagues, when you have experience and you are smart-minded, you know how they will react, the referees, and then you need to prepare for your players to be more efficient. Again, they will feeling you are taking care about them and you are taking care about a lot of things, not just that you are a coach, you are saying what to do on the drills and what to do on the game. You should need to adapt for the new community, culture, and mentality. So let's say when I'm going in a new country, in a new club, I know, for example, that city, for example, how to say on English, so when founded the city, for example, I know the year. I know what kind of nationality is living in that city. I know what kind of churches, museums, a lot of things about city. I am little like scouting, like on a basketball game. And many times happening when coming people from the club and waiting me at the airport and they are trying to the city and how we are going to the city, we are saying, hey, coach, look, we have this and that. And they are surprised that I am start to talk that I know, and I'm saying you have this and this and this. They are feeling that you are taking care about them, that you are interested for the new community, and you are interested for your players. Often I have with my players talkings between 4 eyes. I'm always offering for them some kind of books, how to be a better player, maybe to learn something from that book, offering some kind of movies to watch, and I'm giving questions that after we'll discuss about something what can read in the book or can see in that movie on the film. So these are very important to adapt for the new community. Also the culture. What is the culture? Let's say, for example, who is following me knows that in every country, I am not just basketball different, I am different talking. I need to know what is the limit in this country, how I can talk with my players. If that talking is very efficient, this also helping about better communication, building the team culture. Also, what is the mentality? So let's say, for example, what I said for you with these team buildings and events. I know I'm going to this country, going to this club. I can't say for every club, but every country and the local players have some similarity. And then I know that maybe my players are not so much motivated for the trainings. Then I know in this season, I will push much more team buildings, events, social media. We are going together somewhere and I don't know. And when I'm in a country that I know that players are much more motivated for basketball, I will doing little less team buildings, events, and all of these things on the off court. And learn and use the spoken language in the new country. That everybody respecting. So let's say I'm really talking a lot of languages. Some languages in those countries where I worked, I not know to talk, but during the season, I was able to talk like on the game, to say something on a timeout shortly, maybe on a training to say something on their language. Because let's say I am talking on 4 languages like they are my native languages, but it is there are some languages that not so let's say not so big languages and very hard to learn, but always you can learn few words. If you know few words, you need to create somehow some kind of sentences. Maybe your grammar is bad, but at least players are understand, and that is very important, that the players are respecting. Also, sometimes I'm giving a post-game interview on their language. If I know on that level to talk, they are respecting the people that you are trying to talk on their language and not just on English, for example. And coming the last one, that the building team culture, starting with the coach as an example. So all about these things, what I was talking, you need to be self-critic with yourself. Am I a leader? Am I an example? This is very important. So I will little explaining this. When you are an experienced coach, that you made a lot of good results, you was in good clubs, of course, it will be easier in the beginning because players know you are experienced. They are trying to search something about you on the internet. But here is the question, what is happening with the young coaches? Because young coaches, I think the biggest mistake that they are just thinking about it to be a good friend with the players, and that will help me. They will like you more, for sure. And even I was coaching those players that younger coaches were coaching them before me, and they liked them a lot. But crazy, they like them a lot. For me, doesn't matter. I'm doing my job. But our job is not just that people to like us, because that to like you, that can bring you as a coach just in that city, if it's a bigger city, in other clubs, or in closer regions. But just because of it, to offer for you a full-time contract, that players like you, that I'm telling you will not get. So very important for young coaches to somehow to be an example. I'm telling for you few things how you can be an example, because coaching is not just that, what you are doing on the training and on the game. Also, what kind of life you are living, and are you an example for the life? So, for example, I am telling for you one thing immediately. Maybe your players think that you are cool, that you are a young coach, and maybe, let's say, you have more girlfriends, for example, that you are cool. But they will not respect you so much. But different to be cool and different to be respected. Because when you are respected, they will do everything for you. It's good if they like you, but even if they not like you, they will do. But if they like you a lot, maybe they will not do everything what you are asking on the court. And this is very important thing. So let's say this is also, do you have a family? Do you have a wife? Do you have a serious girlfriend? In basketball, what you did as a player or as a coach before, if you not did something very good thing as a player, or you are a starter coach, what kind of life you are living, how you are talking with the other people, for example, what kind of school you finished, what kind of let's say what you are doing in your free time. Let's say I'm telling you what I'm doing in my free time. I like to play a lot of chess, and I am playing a lot of chess. Basketball is also a chess game between coaches. For sure that they are respecting, and they can see. I was traveling in one game, and then I had a player who said for me, coach, I'm a good chess player. I'm saying good, very good. When we are going on away game on internet in the app, we are playing chess. And we are going with 2 different minivans. And we are in different minivans. I'm sitting in the front. 4 directors see that I'm just looking at my mobile phone and I'm very much focused. And he's asking me, Hunor, what you are doing? I'm saying, playing chess with this player. And he's asking me, what is the result? I'm saying 5-0 for me. And he's looking at me like this. You won already games. How long you are playing? I'm saying 8-9 minutes. It's going fast. Basketball is fast thinking. Chess also. I'm playing it very fast on a good level. Maybe that they are respecting the players, that they think like I'm doing some kind of mind game. Also, what you are following, what kind of music you are following. It can be a lot of things. But if you are not an example as a person for life, very hard you will build a team culture because they has to follow you. They must to have something to respect in you, not just this that what you know about basketball. Now I think I was talking a little more about these stories and everything, but my main idea was this, to give for you young coaches, PE teachers, maybe some kind of ideas how you can, if you are coming from different sport, not in basketball, that how you can little motivate your players and also yourself, because this is our profession, that we must love really what we are doing. So now I would let for you, if somebody have a question. It was great pleasure with me to talk with you. You can find me anyway in social media. Anytime if you have some question, you can write for me. I'm used for it, that usually writing me coaches from other countries. If somebody has a question, can ask and I will answer for you. But if you want to go to sleep, of course you can go, because in Philippines and in Malaysia, I know it is very late. Here is only 5 minutes to 4 p.m. Thank you very much, and I'm waiting for your questions if you have.
Well, thank you, Coach, for a great presentation. Many things to think about. I don't have any questions myself, and sometimes the group is interactive, sometimes not so much. But if anybody else wants to chime in, please do so.
I think they are guys. Please give 5 hearts if you're there listening. Please give a 5 hearts if you're there listening. I myself is having problems with my camera. Okay, video is switched off to preserve audio. I really don't know why is it like that. Please open your windows if it's possible. Give a 5 hearts. Okay, showing that you're there. Okay, any more questions? Do you have any more questions?
No, coach.
Okay.
Okay, can you open your... Okay, what's this? Can you open your windows? Okay, so we can see you. Oh, then this room. Okay. Okay, open your windows.
So, Coach, where are you coaching now? What's your season like? What's happening in the next couple months?
Yes, at the moment I'm in Switzerland. Now I'm coaching in Zurich. We have 4 games until the playoffs. At the moment, we are on the 5th place. We are already qualified for the playoffs. We are trying to fight for the better position. And already I am preparing my team for the playoff, even that we have 4 league games from the regular part. And we will see what we can achieve. I am about team culture, what I was talking. I am very happy that players were developing in team culture. They are believing in themselves that maybe they can beat everybody if we are a full team, but that you need to know that we have only one import player and all the local players are between 17 and 19 years old. And this league, first time they are playing, so it is not so easy work. And I am waiting the playoffs, which we are starting middle of April. And in the playoffs will be also what I was talking like this, like 2 games. And to add the results, we will see. But I must say that I'm already happy what happened on the season. So first time working in Switzerland. This is my 8th country, and we will see what we can achieve in the playoffs. But I'm coming from Serbia. I'm always enthusiastic, and always I want to achieve a little more, or at least little more, what is maybe possible and realistic.
Thank you. Well, good luck
Okay.
for the playoffs.
Wait, I'm taking attendance by photo. Okay, Jester Ramen. Okay, there are 32 behind the camera. Jester Ramen. Okay, I'm taking the attendance for them to have certificates. Okay, Carl. Wait. If I don't take a picture of this one, they will not have any certificate. Okay, any more questions, guys? Any more questions? If you do have some questions, you can type it on. If you're shy to speak, okay, you can type it on. Sad. Okay, please open your windows so we can take a picture. Open your window so we can take a picture. Okay. Oh, the camera is not really. My camera also is not really showing the view. Okay. I still don't know.